You're such an asshole.
We got a request, and if you got a request, you can always go to Asshole Consulting, where I, the world's only professional asshole, America's older brother, and a much more well-endowed consultant than all the people at Bain, Boston Consulting Group, and McKinsey. I remember the three small dick ones. You go to assholeconsulting.com and I will answer your question as long as you got money. We have a question that's very interesting, and I've answered it kind of partially across different videos in the past, so this will be kind of more of a one spot dedicated thing. Like, what would a truly successful AI economy look like? And it's just going to be a nightmare. It's going to be a fucking nightmare. So let me go ahead and read the request. Hey, asshole, I have a question that would be best answered in video format. I've been thinking about this for some time now, where you're entering a world of AI, and automation has already been making many jobs go away for all of history. The thing that is unique about today is that it is that in the past, more jobs are always created. This time, it may be different. We may be entering a world where only a few jobs even exist. But my question is not practical so much as theoretical. What would the world in human life look like in a world where work didn't exist? I'll answer your question directly right now. Look at Democrats. Go look at the look at welfare families. There it is. There's your answer. It's a fucking nightmare. I mean, it depends on how productive the robots would be, but we already kind of have it now. In all of the books and all the theories and all the writings I've done, there are already the future is now. It's already happening. If you look for it. I mean, a theoretical paradise with no material wants, where there simply is no work to be done. You can, of course, look to rich people today who don't need to work as an indicator. Many of them choose to work anyway because they enjoy it. Some play golf and fish all day. But I just wanted to pick your brain. What would life look like? What would human society look like? All right, so let's go to my notey notes. And I have three paths or outcomes or transitions from today's working world to a theoretical AI bots do everything world. They're not mutually exclusive. All three could happen at the same time, depending on who pursues what and what individual person wants to do it. But let me go to it here. All right. First, your premise, which you qualify up front, is like, well, what if there are no jobs to replace it? All right. I think it's happened every single time there's been new unfathomable industries, right? Replace the horse and the buggy with the cars, although cars are already existing, and like, oh, this looks like a superior mode of transportation. 100 years ago, who would have come up with YouTube or video games or things like that? 500 years ago, who would have thought of movies and photography, right? So somewhere out there, maybe more in the medical field, there will, I mean, long enough timeline, there will be a new industry that will require new employment and new skills and trades. But I understand what you're talking about right now, because it doesn't look like there's any obvious booming economy that is replacing it. It looks like, well, we got AI. We're just going to replace all the humans or outsource it overseas. Not because there's some other big thing coming, obsoleting a current industry. It's we just want to replace you because money, because money. So the Luddite argument might actually be real and concerned. However, I would think there will be some form of industry that might arise, one of which I'm going to discuss on number 3 here. But that's a possibility. But minus that, and I kind of knew about this one, but I think Dick Masterson explained it best. He said, everyone will have a podcast, right? If we're all going to be teachers, we're all going to be artists, we're all going to be music, we'll all be creatives, right? We're all going to write playwrights. It doesn't matter if it makes any money because the robots are making our food anyway. We're all going to become rich white girls from the suburbs. We're all going to have rich daddies. We're all going to major in puppies and fly. People would stay in college forever, right? they'd find something to bitch about. But I like Dick Masterson's, he's being funny, but over a long enough period of time, everyone's going to become a podcaster because that's fun, or some kind of artistic creative type. And I've talked about this before, that you may find it odd, but people say, should I start a YouTube channel? Should I become an influencer? Should I say, and knowing my curmudgeonly old gray Gen X ass, I'm like, no, you dang nappy kids should work hard. I'm like, no, actually you should. Because there is so many people in the world. If you just go out there and be yourself for a long enough period of time, you're going to find the weirdos that think you're great. What do you think? What do you think Dre and Alex and Hat and Clogs and the King and all those weirdos, Trucking and all those guys. Those are weird. They're weird freaks, but they're my weird freaks. We all hang out. And since it takes your time, but in the real world, it's just kind of costless, $200 camera, $200 microphone. What else would there be but human relationships and entertainment? So a very real economy, well, it's not a real economy, it's not a real job, but it would be very real, is if everything is literally taken care of, what else do you have than other humans to entertain you, either through personal relationships or on the internet or movies and television? And I think that more than Dick Masterson thought, I know he was joking, but what else would there be other than human entertainment and human relationships where it's one way broadcast on the internet or in person? I think that would be it. It would be discussion and philosophy via the internet or directly into your brain if the technology advances it. So I think, and we're already kind of seeing it now. A lot of young people are employed, for better or for worse, by the internet. And why? Because their personalities. Now, a lot of girls are employed because they got tits. Which brings me to number 3. And I've talked about this a long time ago. The personal touch economy. Even if everything is free, all of our basic necessities, food, clothing, shelter, and we all have our own personal F-16s, at the end of the day, we're still humans. And getting back to number 2, we're going to want to have some human relationships. And what's going to really piss off half the population, I won't say who, is that one half the population has a keen human touch, personal touch interest in the other group of the population, which is the foundation of this or any other economy. And that's why we have civilization. That biological economy is never going away. And not only sexual, but I also mean like a personal touch economy. So what would happen is down the road, let's say everything is bought and paid for. The robots are taking care of everything. We don't have to worry about it. Now you have a choice. Do you want to see a play that involves bots? Do you want to see an AI movie? Or do you want to see a play that involves real human actors? Do you want to go to the restaurant and have a bot serve you the food? Or would you like to have it old school where it's a human waiter or a waitress serving the food, right? They still have like horse and carriage rides. We don't need horses and carriages, but isn't it quaint? Isn't it nice? And it's a luxury, right? The problem, and then I'll also tell you this, sex ain't going anywhere. Sex is the biggest economy ever. Even though prostitution is outlawed, it's everywhere. That's what it is. That's what it is. Your humans are going to want other humans in human interactions because that will be, everything else is taken care of and satisfied except for human interaction. The problem is humans are sentient other human beings. And if we're in this utopian AI thing, they don't need you for anything, right? The main reason why women stuck with men is because they needed men to survive. They didn't like you guys. And you're starting to realize that now that we have technology and white collar work and the welfare state. Women, you could argue they're propagandized by feminism to hate men. And okay, sure. But at the same time, I'm thinking like, yeah, they probably didn't really like your sweaty, gnarly caveman ass back in the day. A lot of them didn't have a choice. But if you want anyone to do anything now, especially that they're paid, what are you going to pay them with? Right? There's nothing you can bribe them with. And so what's going to happen is there's still going to be an economy. And the economy, the unit of currency will be other humans' time. And the only thing they're going to want is other human interaction. So there's voluntarism where, okay, we all hang out. There's actual love, which is the minority of relationships. How do you get a waiter or a waitress to serve you when they don't have to work? And here where you talk about, well, some people would just want to go and work anyway. Some people, you got like Civil War reenactors. Why? I don't know. They enjoy it. It may even go into theater like Civil War reenactment is, where people just want to do it. But to get people to be paid when they have no wants or needs, yeah, something's going to have to form. And then here's where my brain doesn't come up with an answer just yet. There would be a sex-based currency of some kind. It might be trinkets and doodads like it always has been. Here's some jewelry. Here's this. Here's that. I don't know. Somehow sex would be commoditized and monetized, like turned into a currency of some kind. I don't know what. And I don't know what would a girl want if she has everything paid for? What would a guy want? Like, how do you get a guy? I want an old school oil change. I don't want the bots to do. I want a human. What are you going to pay this kid? They must enjoy it wrenching on cars. It would have to become a hobby, which there would be a market. But with nothing else, what concerns me most about this post-materialist economy is the only thing to go after would be other humans. And there's going to be a huge pressure on other humans to pressure other humans to do what they want, which essentially means slavery. Do what I want, even though you really don't want to do it. And it's going to be bad, man. I don't think it's going to be good. I don't think it's going to be good. Also in that fact that nobody needs each other. Family formation. This AI utopia would last a hot minute and then it'd be done because there wouldn't be no future humans. But yeah, I think the personal touch economy, which means you got to convince somebody to do what you want, which means you got to pay them with something, but you don't pay them. There's going to be people tempted with force or coercion. It's not good. It's not going to be good. You want to have the main industry would be sex. That would be the main industry, which it always has been. Okay, there's no money. How do you guys? I don't know. You're going to have to hit the gym. You're going to have to do something. What if I don't want to hit the gym? Well, there's the problem. How that spills out in the end, I don't know. Now, what would it physically look like? Couple scenarios, but I'm gonna go with option number 3. But it could be all the above, I guess, too. I think a lot of it would be like WALL-E, where everyone is fat. Back Disney's last legitimate movie they made, WALL-E, where there was like some legitimate criticism. Everyone just got fat. The robots took care of everything. The future is now. I'm going to tell you again, go look at the Democrats, not the Democrat Party. Go look at Democrats. Fat people demanding their EBT and their SNAP, right? Just Disney, when are you going to take that movie down, right? Should you take that down? It was too accurate. People's fifis might get hurt. So that's now. We're here now, but that assumes a functioning economy. My main concern, especially when we start talking about AI about 10 years ago, and we get these UI, like let's say there's a robot and everything is within, there's no jobs, but we can have all of our food, clothing, and shelter made. There's still going to be a mathematical limit to the goods and services the robots can produce. Unless humans, unless humans build more robots to build more robots, there will be a human, like sometime humans are going to have to get in there and build more robots to build more robots. Because the robots would just build a robot. What if there's so many robots building other robots, nobody's building the food, right? Humans are going to have to expend labor to expand the capacity of the AI robot economy. So there'd be this finite, at any given time, there'd be a finite amount of stuff the robot economy could make. Looking at human behavior, when they are given free shit, they get fat and breed. That's it. And this is where it's like a mold theory. I've never viewed human as especially recently, but long ago, never viewed welfare or the welfare state and like, oh, these are independent cellular human beings and they're just trying to get by. Nope, it's just mold. And you keep throwing bread at mold, what's it going to do? It's going to consume all the bread. Oh, the solution to the mold is more bread. Oh my God, more mold. If I look at our current UI, our current AI UI, right? Because that's what the welfare state is. It already exists. We got an AI economy. Everything's taken care of. You don't have to do anything. Here's your food. Here's your Section 8. What happens? They breed. You just create more. And I think that's pretty much for all human beings. Because what else are you going to do? You're going to fuck. I guess, maybe. Who knows? Maybe we'll be like, we're not fucking. We don't like that shit no more. Okay, well. Oh, T-Rash. Oh. And, think about the earth and all the metals and the amount of fossil fuels or solar power or nuclear power, right? Again, finite limit. I really think the human population would outbreed the robot economy capacity. To the point you'd have to have elected officials come in and ration out the economic production. Or we're going to have like limits on children. Like, no, you can only have so many children. The robot economy can only have. And now we're in a fucking Orwellian nightmare. We're in a Clockwork Orange, Fahrenheit 451 fucking nightmare. The future is now. And I'm afraid that the human beings would just outbreed the robot capacity. How many, and if you look at Idiocracy, no one knew how to fix anything. The robot economy would break. You need the engineers. There wouldn't be enough engineers because everybody had free shit and everyone became podcasters. Everyone would be a fat Dorito horking podcaster on Wall-E until the robots needed repairing and they forgot how to program code or smelt. It would be a nightmare. Again, go look at any Democrat city. That's what it's going to look like. Yeah, people don't have to work, but damn, is your system shit. Oh, Flint, Michigan ain't got no water. Ain't not go clean water. Yeah, but I bet you had a lot of whatever touchy-feely social programs that made everyone's hoo-ha feel real good in Flint for a couple of years. So there'd be that. And then let's say somehow you figured out the limited robot production, human mold breeding problem. Let's say you limited human capacity. All right, let's say you got it on the good end, right? Let's say you got legit AI, UI, bots can create bots. We've solved economics, right? We have unlimited wealth. I think it would even get worse because now let's go to the other side of it. We got your poor Democrats living in the trailer trash, ghetto, barrio, whatever, right? And then you have the rich Democrats who are, I think I'm trans today. Oh my God, I'm a pansexual. Mommy, daddy. Which I think is worse. If you had everything bought and paid for, we get back to that personal touch economy. The only thing left is other people. And again, I applaud people who can just collect a welfare check and let their ego be. They can't. We've seen it. We've seen it with those woke kids. You all got to save the world. You all got to be special. You all got to be unique. And I talked about it before. What you would recreate is an unlimited wealthy middle school for adults where you're not paying for everything, but to still have purpose in life, you need differentiation. And what would become your Lord and God, but not Savior, would be the cult of popularity. What's popular? Don't know. We know the best looking people would be popular. So that would be the permanent currency, the permanent chase of value. But but you know what it takes to be a good looking person? Work. The future is now. You already have it. What do spoiled trust funds, soft, weak, daddy's boys and girls do? They celebrate traits or they differentiate one another by things they buy or things they claim to be. Very few people go to the gym. Very few people to get that personal touch, which is going to be the only way you can do it, by the way, I think at the end. You're going to have to be physically attractive enough to get the personal touch from the opposite sex, or be physically attractive enough that, like, oh, I want that waiter to serve me because he's very good looking. We already have our answer. When given the choice, the vast majority of humans will be fat, lazy pigs. And instead of working hard and becoming of value to other people, which is largely determined by sexual attraction, what they're going to do is they're going to mutilate their bodies. You think we got a lot of tattoos now? You think we have ridiculous hair colors now? You think we have 48 flavors of genders, of which predominantly straight people fake just to avoid the hard work it is required to have accomplishment and get a genuine attention? Oh, it's going to be a nightmare. Because then you get an arms race of wokeness. Oh, yeah? You dyed your hair pink? Well, I put a thing in my nose. Oh, yeah? Well, you did that? I dyed my hair pink, but the other half blue, put a ring in my nose, and I pierced my septum. Oh, yeah? You did that? Well, I did this, and I cut off my junk. Oh, yeah? You did that? And Lord knows what fucked up fancies and trends will be, like the poofy bangs didn't hurt nobody in the 80s. The mullets didn't hurt no one in the 80s. Cutting your junk off? Yeah, it did. Hurt a lot of people. Mainly people who cut the junk off. What cool, edgy. Oh my God, I'm woke. Imagine growing up in middle school controlled by Becky's and Trish's and Mean Girls. Oh, it's a fucking nightmare. A fucking nightmare. And that's what people will do. What they're doing now. They will do anything and everything to avoid real work and accomplishment to differentiate themselves from other people. It'll just become an arms race to some bottom, some debauched, mutilated, fucked up bottom. I at least it would be a communism of personalities, a communism of accomplishments. See, regular communism is, I want your money. All right, here's the money. They're not going to be satisfied with that. There will still be something to be envious of, and that will be people who are better looking. And then you got the Harrison Bergeron situation. Tall people get made short. Strong people are forced to carry weights to slow them down. And instead of human beings trying to be excellent, which if you do, I think people would start murdering you if you're good looking. Kind of like certain people do on a bus if there's a pretty blonde girl. Just saying. God, look at Sydney Sweeney. Look how much they're envious, and they didn't one of them want a boxer or something like that. I don't know. It's petty drama. The envy and human greed will not go away. Fine, we all got money. Well, there wouldn't be money. Everything would be paid. Okay, all your worldly things are. The petty people will still be envious of others who are taller, who are prettier, who have bigger boobs, who have bluer eyes, or are right-handed versus left-handed, who can tap dance, who can't tap dance. It will largely center around beauty, physical beauty. But instead, if anything, living in America, my 50, you motherfuckers will never go to the gym. You are lazy. You will do anything to avoid going to the gym or doing anything that's hard. Historians will look back at this and they'll say they were so afraid of real work. They went so far as to mutilate their bodies, sleep with people they actually weren't physically. I'm not talking authentic trans and bi or gay people. I know there are the minority, but there are. I'm talking to straight people. The key thing is laziness. They will go so far to be edgy and cool to avoid real work because that is what they're afraid of. And so you could be the honorable, you wouldn't be a welfare parasite. The robots would be taken. You could be the honorable, like, yeah, no, I'm cool just playing my video games and doing pot with my robot Stepford waifu. But it ain't going to be that because there's and you are inferior humans where you're envious of other people who worked hard for their shit. And you're going to come after them. Humans will never be happy. What was it? Was it Heinlein? I think he was talking about Puritan Christians, but you could put in Karens, Democrats, Marxists, anyone in there. The biggest fear, their biggest concern and worry in life, the thing that keeps them up at night is that somewhere, someone out there is having a good time. You guys are fucking assholes. I'm never begrudging. Oh, someone's getting laid. Ah, good for him, right? Good for him. Oh, someone made $1 billion. Ah, good for him. Dude, half you motherfucker, son of a bitch. Like, can you be happy they're wealthy and they're getting laid? Can we sell it? Can you? And so with an unlimited budget, everyone's a trust fund baby. And if you think, what's the guy? I mean, you think, who are the most loud, spoiled, worthless, obnoxious trust fund babies? You think Gretchen Thunberg or Greta Thunberg or David Hogue or Ocasio-Cortez or any one of these trust fund baby asswipes. You think they're annoying now? Imagine everyone in the population is like this. And you know they're going to find fault with everybody else. You know there's going to be inquisitions because you didn't have right think. I mean, which we had now, right? I mean, it's all happening now. Just imagine everyone's doing it. And yeah, you don't starve, but they're going to beat the shit out of you because you wore blue shoes on a Sunday and we're part of the red shoe club. I mean, what ridiculous poofy bangs. I give an example. It's harmless. It didn't hurt nobody. I mean, maybe, I don't know. We'll find out later on. Hairspray gave women cancer. I don't know. I'm just going to assume it's harmless. But, getting in, how many times did I have to fight because I had Walmart shoes, right? I didn't wear Nikes because we couldn't afford it. So I had to get in fights. You're going to purge me? I mean, I guess that's a form of inquisition, right? No, fuck you humans. You're going to kill each other over the dumbest fucking shit. When you will throw it away. You will throw it the fuck away. And I think that's what will happen. You already can kind of tell it's going to go woke. It's going to go debased, degenerate. Look how edgy I am doing even less. Look how cool I am mutilating my body more. Look how cool I am, whatever. As long as it takes no work and is more edgy than the other degenerates trying to underperform. I guess that's what it is. It'll be a race to outperform people on underperformance. Because to accomplish something's going to take work. The only way down is down. Look how much more degraded I can get. Look how fucked up I can get. I'm so edgy. And they'll create their fake little cliques and clubs about what's really important because they have nothing else to do. Nothing else to do. And the only thing to react to it would be other human beings. And they're going to have no problem enslaving the rest of you and killing you. It will be fucking middle school for adults. All spoiled brat, psychopathic adults. And then y'all just kill each other. And then the robots would be produced, like Wall-E. Wall-E would just keep on working. Won't be assigning humanity anywhere. So that's it. That's where I think an AI economy will end up. I think that's where we'll end up. Is the audio okay? Howdy AI. You guys don't see it, but I get like these flickers. I think that is I think that is Linux. Link below. Enjoy the decline and accepting living with the death of the United States. Also, if you want, I should probably have linked it below. Take a look at Sanity is the Future of Wealth. Because I'm sorry, only sane people will believe thin women are attractive. And the rest of you won't believe it, but you'll try and force like you did. Remember Calvin Klein trying to make pregnant men a thing? Fat, ugly men, hairy men, wearing diapers. Look it up. The future is now. American Noble, $5. If women don't like us and never did, just stop dealing with them and don't start back dealing. If you don't want to have anything to do with me, it's out of self-respect for that person. I don't want to bother that person. And also, I don't want to waste my time. The vast majority of my dating experience, even if it was successful, was me pulling teeth to convince and cajole women to go out with me who really didn't want to go out with me. Out of the 30-odd women I've slept with, I think, no joke, only about 6 or 7 of them, the minority of them, were like, let's go, I really want to do this. A lot of them were like, okay. Like they weren't reluctant, but they weren't jumping in. They were not excited. The vast majority of dates I went on, the girls were bored and apathetic. It is a painful labor of trying to be a negotiating tyrant, right? Do the thing you don't want to do for my pleasure and benefit. No. Do you want to play basketball? Yes, let's play basketball. Have a good old time, right? Do you want to go for a hike? Do you want to go on a date and have sex? Yeah. Okay, that's a no. I'll leave you be. You leave me be, and we won't bother. We won't waste each other's time. And there's nothing wrong with women not wanting to have sex. Most of them don't want to have sex. With the vast majority of men, I'm sure if you plop a very good-looking man, then or a minotaur, right? Can't forget cow sex. Oh my God, cow sex. Oh, that's the bovine sex. Cows good, men no, bad. Cow sex, right? But anyone. Hey, do you want to play basketball? Nah, I don't want to. You don't hound your buddy to go play basketball. Why are we trying to force oil and water? Exactly. If women like you, they will somehow let you know. It won't be obvious to you because I looked at them. Oh, well, that was a clear signal. That was as bright as the bat signal, lady. Sure. But, dude, there is no more painful experience in life than trying to cajole and negotiate a girl to hang out with you who simply doesn't. She just doesn't want to hang out with you. I wished I saved myself the time, that pain, that agony, and I also didn't bother those girls. I don't want to like apologize because I didn't do anything wrong and they said yes to the dates, but they obviously didn't want to be. And ladies, you know what? Maybe they're just being, if a guy asks you, say no. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't say yes and then don't show up. Just say no. Say, no, I really am not that. Okay, cool. And guys respect. And then you know what? We can all go our separate ways and do our things and chill out. And then we got cow sex. You girls can have all the imaginary cow sex, bovine sex. Read whatever trash books you want. And guy, we're going to go do something else. We're going to do something else. Hat and clogs, $5. Cappy, who was most evil? Trump, Republicans in the Senate, Sidney Sweeney, or Pol Pot, obviously. He was a rich trust fund baby who killed a bunch of innocent people because he was a controlling maniac. Sidney Sweeney is probably the best. She's probably a good person. We just did a clarity test on her. Republicans in the Senate would be generally evil. Trump slightly less evil. Slightly less evil. Hat clogs, $10. Yay, Cappy alive. How are you? Missed Girl Boss Monday. Sad face. Yeah, I was dealing with family and early Thanksgiving and other obligations. Oh, I got mad. But I did the videos for you. I emailed you the links. So all 3 of your clarity test requests are up. Haunting Jew, new guy, or not new guy. He's been around before. $10. Won't the resource use needed for all this tech with EVs, AI servers, EV fleets, and now humanoid robots speed up and burn out before gas and diesel? They're not building them to last either. This is not my problem. Intel makes shitty computer cards, right? I just had an SD card die on me. We are going to get nowhere near UI or AI. If for any other reason, because corporations are making shitty products. And even, what was it? The movie. Mike Judd. Why can't I remember? Idiocracy. That was like 500 years in the future. Dude, the machines would break down long before. I can't get a freaking crush gasket not to leak oil for a week. You're not going to get servers and computers and car. Ford can't keep a car on the road. What was it, Ford? 120 recalls now in 1 year alone. This AI robot economy is not happening. And they're going to find out. By the way, AI, what was it? 95% of companies that tried it wasn't profitable. I'm not worried about it. And hey, you guys want to outsource overseas? Go ahead, have fun with that. Let us know. You'll be out of business. You will. It's never going to happen. In order to get the AI bot economy anywhere near feasibility, you need a generation like the World War II generation to create good quality, long-lasting products that work. And none of you there's too many college graduates. There is. None of you guys got any skills or talents. You're kind of economically worthless. You're an engineer or, a programmer, sure, but the rest of you are business, MBA, bro. MBA. You get on the boat. Where's it going, bro? Oh, it's going to Bro Island. It's going to finance Bro Island. Guess what, bro? Guess what? All the girls there are hot. They're hot, bro. Oh, dude, bro. Yeah, the big screen games. You can sports bet, and then you get a free jersey of another man, and the girls are hot, bro. Bro, get on the boat, bro. And then the boat never came back. I don't know where it went. What happened? Wow, where's Bro Island? Isn't it interesting? No one knows where Bro Island is. I heard it's awesome, though, bro. And they never return. It's because they're having so much fun on Bro Island, bro. Let's go to Bro Island. That's how Cappy saved the United States. That would make a great movie. I just like, we got to get rid of these guys. They're ruining the economy. Like, it starts with private equity. It would almost be like an Idiocracy movie where it's, fantastic. It ain't going to happen. But like all the private equity bros were taking over. And then like President Cappy comes in and like, dude, Bro Island, bro. And like, I charge them all the money in the world. Like, no, bro, there's only so much room on the island, bro. We're expanding though, bro. You want to invest in Bro Island, bro? I just take all their money and I'm like, all right, bro. And we ship them off. Bro, there's no island. This is just there'd be an island, but it's just an island of bro bodies. Bro, check it out, bro. I don't know what happened, man. And then the economy boomed and how food got affordable and restaurants stopped sucking. Bro Island. Somebody, not me, write that up and make a movie out of it. Just say inspired by Aaron Clary. Lord Scrumptious, $2. No matter how bad life gets, better than high school. Yep. Oh, anything. Well, I didn't mind high school so much. Middle school was fucking nightmare. College was worse than high school. Not as bad as middle school. High school was all right. But I would nuke all three from orbit multiple times. Chad Twizzler stroke, $5. Can't wait for the next economic collapse. The super minimalists will enjoy normie anguish. We're not now? What do you call inflation? Right? I feel bad for younger people because they were dumped into it. But I don't feel bad for anyone who lectured me about how the real world should work and DI and capitalism sucks, man. You need to give me more money. Oh, it's too bad you can't make rent. As well as desert hiking trails, roads, and trout streams. Oh, it sounds nice. Desert hiking trails, roads, and trout streams. That's heaven, man. That's heaven. The American Noble, again, for $5 generous. I remember people complaining about the rich hoarding wealth and price gouging. When I told them to start their own businesses, they listed all the costs. It's like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I not disagreeing with you, American Noble. Corporations better start paying their employees something. Corporations better start making a good product at a fair price. Because there will not be any wealth. The corporations will end themselves. There will not be wealthy people. You can't be Vegas and literally steal from your customers and the tourists and expect them to come back. So corporations are not, right? The spray bottles, right? Hewlett Packard, BMW subscription service for your product just to work. They're bad. They're stealing. So they got to correct too. But yeah, people are like, they should just create jobs for me. Well, they're not going to. So create the number of times I'd like to work in this field. Well, okay, but that field sucks. Since you're going to have to be self-employed. But I don't like self-employment. Oh, I didn't know there was a white girl here and shooting up the white girl blood, and I don't like. I only do things I like. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Lord Scrumptious, $2 these days. I'd rather own a horse than a race car. Now I'm still gonna go with the race car. At least I could choose the race car. Horses are just, you know what the greatest thing to do with a horse is? Shoot it. That's it. Don't even take it to the glue factory. Take it way out in the middle of nowhere where some, scavengers will get it. You shoot it. That's the best thing to do with a horse. Mercifully, not painfully, mercifully. Horse is innocent. Horse didn't do nothing. They're just ridiculously expensive. All right, that's it. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.